we learn how to find the equation of a straight line using point-slope form. First up, we have our point-slope form equation. In our point-slope form equation, we have a point with the coordinates x1, y1. There is our x1, x1. There is our y1, y1. We also see the slope value m. Point-slope form is helpful when you know a point on the line and the slope. So where does this equation come from? It comes from our slope formula, where we calculate the slope as being the change in y over the change in x. This formula is manipulated so that we can remove that denominator. So we have our denominator change in x. We multiply by the change in x on both sides. Why do we do that? Because on the right hand side that will cancel with that, and we now have our slope multiplied by the change in x equaling our change in y. We can then flip it round and we have our change in y equal to our slope multiplied by the change in x. That is our point-slope form equation. In one scenario, we are given a point and a slope, and we need to find the equation of the straight line. We will follow these 3 steps. Problem: find the equation in slope-intercept form of a line passing through the point 2,5 with a slope of 3. So step 1, identify the point x1, y1 and the slope. Step number 2, substitute into point-slope form. Now that we have substituted those values, we need to convert this equation into slope-intercept form. The way we do this is by expanding and removing those brackets. To remove the brackets, we have to multiply into the brackets. 3 multiplied by x, 3 multiplied by -2. Now it's a case of making y the subject of the formula. We need to add 5 on both sides so that y is isolated. -5 cancels with +5. On the right hand side we have 3x, and -6 plus 5 is -1. And there is our final slope-intercept form. In our second scenario, we are given 2 points. We will follow these 3 steps. So the question states, find the equation in slope-intercept form of a line passing through the points 1, 4 and 3, 8. Step number 1, calculate the slope using the slope formula. So let's label those points. We have x1, y1, x2, y2. Now we can write our slope formula. Our y2 is 8, our y1 is 4, our x2 is 3, and our x1 is 1. Our numerator on top is 4. Our denominator on the bottom is 2. We have a slope value of 2. Now that we have our slope value, we move on to step 2. Substitute either point into point-slope form. In this example, I will work with this point. I have the following. My x1 will go here, and my y1 will go here. Let's substitute. My y1 was 4. My m value is 2. My x minus my x1, which is 1. Now it's just a case of expanding the brackets, i.e. removing the brackets. 2 multiplied by x, 2x. 2 multiplied by -1, -2. Now we have to add 4 on both sides because I need to isolate y. I'm making y the subject of the formula. So the -4 cancels with the +4, 2x, and then I have -2 plus 4, which is +2. And there is my slope-intercept form equation. Progress check. Have a go yourself, then check your answers with mine. First question, find the equation of a line in slope-intercept form that passes through the point 3, 7 with a slope of 4. We have m as our slope. What is our slope? It is that green 4. We have x1, which is 3, and we have y1, which is 7. The question asks for slope-intercept form, so we need to remove those brackets. 4 multiplied by x, 4x. 4 multiplied by negative 3, negative 12. We need to add 7 on both sides, so we isolate the y. The y comes down, negative 7 plus 7 cancels, and we have 4x, and then negative 12 plus 7 will give us negative 5. And there is my slope-intercept form equation. Second question, find the equation of a line in slope-intercept form that passes through the points 2, 3, and 4, 6. So we'll use our slope formula, m equals, we label those points, x1, y1, x2, y2. Now we just have to correctly substitute. Our y2 value is 6, we subtract y1, which is 3. Our x2 was 4, and we subtract x1, 2. Our numerator is 3, our denominator is 2. So we have our slope value. Let's use point slope form. We have our gradient, and we have our x1 and our y1. Let's substitute into our formula. The question asked for slope-intercept form, so we need to remove those brackets and make y the subject of the formula. Multiply into the brackets. Multiply again into brackets. 3 over 2 times negative 2. A positive times a negative is negative. And 1.5 times 2 is 3. We need to remove that negative 3, so we must add 3 on both sides. So y comes down. Negative 3 cancels with positive 3. We've got 3 over 2x. Negative 3 cancels with positive 3. And there is our final solution. Y equals 3 over 2x. Find the equation of a line in slope-intercept form that passes through the points negative 2, 2, and 4, negative 5. Step 1, write the slope formula and label those points. We put those points into the formula. Now I'm just working to the right because I'm running out of space. Negative 7 over positive 6. So we now have our slope value, and we have our x1 here, and we have our y1 here. Negative 2, 2. So we now substitute those values into our point slope form equation. So we'll simplify on the next line. I have y minus 2 equals 2. Negative 7 over 6 times x is negative 7 over 6x. Negative 7 over 6 multiplied by 2, negative 14 over 6. Now we need to add 2 on both sides. So I add 2 on that side, and I add 2 on the right-hand side. The negative 2 cancels with the positive 2. Y will equal negative 7 over 6x minus 7 over 3. I've simplified the fraction, plus 2. Now I'm going to change that plus 2 into 6 over 3. Y is going to equal negative 7 over 6x. I'm going to add those fractions with the same denominator, and I will have negative 1/3. And there is my final solution in slope-intercept form. Hey guys, this is Casey at Onetree. If you like the content, please remember to like and subscribe. Also, if you'd like some online tutoring, please email me at onetreemath@gmail.com. Cheers.